Alright guys, knife review time, straight to the point, no bullshit. We got the new Kansept knives Model 6, or new variation of the Model 6, and this is one that I was really looking forward to, and let me tell you, they did a really good job with this one. I think it might be one of my favorite Kansepts as far as the versatility and the value goes. Let me just wipe off the blade for you guys real quick. Okay, so first of all, I want to talk about the price because what you get for what you pay is really good on this one. These new versions they put out have these really cool looking carbon fiber scales. You got the red, white, and blue on this one. It kind of looks like it's trying to be Nebula fat carbon, although I don't think it is. I think this is just kind of generic carbon fiber, but it looks really good. There's also a green one that looks good. Okay, and the blade steel on this version is 20 CV. All right, so 20 CV steel, carbon fiber scales. What do you think this one costs? MAP on this one, $150, which is already a really good price, but I have a Kansept coupon too. So if you use my link and my coupon down below, takes off 10%. That's lower than you're going to see, I think, probably anywhere else. Makes it, let me look, 134, 135 bucks. It seems like sometimes my coupon works, sometimes it doesn't. I just tried it just now and it worked. I think it depends on the promotions they have going on and stuff, but 135 bucks for these materials, I think that's a really good deal. But that's not where it ends. It's not just the materials that's good. They did a really good job with this one. So this design is by Nick Swan, former law enforcement, I believe. And it says in the description that he wanted a knife that could be used for self-defense, but also useful for daily carry. And I think, honestly, though, this kind of is skewed towards the latter. I don't know that a sheep's foot blade is going to be the best for self-defense, but it's a knife, okay? It's sharp, and in a pinch, it could be used for that. As far as daily tasks, though, this might be one of the most versatile knives from Kansept. I'll tell you what I like about this one in a minute, but some of my favorite Kansept knives are the Reverie. I think it's just such a cool design. Love the Reverie. Also a big fan of the mini Korvids, and some of these Halloween ones are on sale, by the way. I'll put a link down below for these too. Doesn't come with the lanyard. I think these are just so much freaking fun to have. I don't even know how many of these mini Korvids I have. But that being said, not necessarily the most practical for all of your daily carry needs, but you know, it's a hell of a lot of fun. But the Model 6, I think, is a really good blend of, it's a cool knife, but it's a useful knife. And we'll talk about the action in a minute too, but this blade shape, the sheep's foot blade, is going to be very useful for daily carry tasks. A lot of belly there for slicing, for utility cuts, opening packages and letters, just all around really nice blade. And it's 20 CV still for 135 bucks. Okay, but let's talk about the action. I think the Model 6 might be one of the most fidgety Kansept knives that I've handled. I've got this other variation too here with the Damascus, and I think this one's S35 for the steel. But the action is really good on both of these. The detent's in a really good spot for the reverse flick with the thumb hole and the flipper. But yeah, that reverse flick, oh, it is so freaking good. Flipper tab, it's kind of a subtle flipper tab, which I appreciate that it's not too obnoxious. There's a little bit of jimping, but it kind of has a smooth polish feel to it. And sometimes I do miss the flipper tab a little bit. But as long as you're like actually thinking about it, it's not an issue. But every once in a while, I have slipped off the flipper. But the reverse flick is golden, man. The liner access is really good too. It's comfortable, plenty of room, and the drop is pretty good as well. Running on, I think we got cage bearings in there at the pivot. So anyways, so with the Model 6, you get great steel, cool scale materials. It's ergonomic and a very useful blade shape, all for 135 bucks. I think that's a pretty good deal. Let's talk about what I don't like. Pocket clip. It's not reversible, so sorry lefties. and you do have the mushroom head screws poking up there. So if there's one thing I could change, I would like to see an inset clip here with the flush flat top screws. But not a huge deal considering everything else. This lanyard slot / backspacer is kind of strange. I mean, there's plenty of room there for a lanyard. I mean, you could thread a belt through there if you wanted to. That's kind of strange. It doesn't necessarily bother me. I just don't understand completely why that is the way that it is. But, you know, it kind of adds to the interesting look of the knife, I think. And then I would do something about the jimping here on the flipper, making it maybe a little bit more aggressive to catch that just a little bit easier. Let's give you some size comparisons real quick. Sorry, I forgot to do that in the beginning. Wipe off those grubbies too. Here it is up against the Benchmade Bug Out. Pretty similar overall length to the Benchmade Bug Out. We've also got the Civivi Baby Banter. Overall length is 7.5 inches. Blade length is 3.15 inches. And the handle length is 4.35. I feel like some of you guys might wish this was just a little bit bigger. Not much, honestly, but I know some of you are probably thinking that right now. Here it is compared to the Civivi Elementum and the Hogue K320. Here it is up against the Kansept Model 6, JK, and the Reverie, and the new Calibri Tech. Weight is about 3.8 ounces. Specs, I think, say 3.6. That is the Kansept Model 6. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay sharp AF.